Hey guys, welcome to today's Mindset Minute. Um, we're calling this episode What's Next? So, hopefully, it all makes sense as I kind of talk through it all. I think it's a very sort of valid, something that people can relate to. So, basically, I had a experience in my life recently that I had to work very hard to get to. Now, I don't mean like work hard in a sort of physical sense. I mean like work on myself very hard. Because it was something that was like, that would have been so far out of my comfort zone um, that I never would have done it in the past worked, had I not been working on myself. So I worked on myself hard to get to this thing that I did. And I got to the point, and it was everything that I thought it was going to be. It was everything that I worked towards. And it was, it was incredible in sort of every way. Um, and then for some reason, it sort of it all fell apart. So I think it's a relatable topic. I think that, you know, a lot of people, myself included, work really hard towards really anything, goals, to get to a point in their life, to get to a point in their job, to get to a point in their fitness, to anything. That there's certain times that we work so hard to get there, and then it doesn't work, or it falls apart, or it isn't as fulfilling as it was supposed to be, and it leaves us confused because there's no way that we worked that hard not to get something out of it, or it seems that way, right? So I think it's kind of hard to like see the light basically when you just work so hard and all you find is darkness. So I guess the first thing that I want to say is that number one, it's about the journey, it's not about the destination. It's kind of a cliche. Well, it is a cliche, and it's a cliche because it's true. Um, Obviously, like I had to put in a bunch of extra work um, to do the thing that I needed to do, and obviously that was going to just continue on forward, even though the thing that I wanted to work out didn't. So that's something that I can take away from that, right? Um, the second thing is that obviously everything in life is a lesson. It's just really hard to kind of figure out the lessons when there's like emotion involved. So obviously, yeah, like again, another sort of saying is that when emotion runs high, logic runs low. So, I mean, if you ever get to one of these points and you just, you can't sort of decipher the sort of what the lesson is, it might just take a few days for you to kind of sit back and really sort of think about the processes that maybe took you to get to that point, and maybe again sort of figured out things that you learned. Like I said, I had to put in a bunch of extra work in the beginning to get me to the point. And realistically, like I'm a better person now because of it. So it just like, I guess going on to what's next, especially when you're in sort of, a dark, we'll call it a dark spot. I think that the best thing for a lot of people to do is like, just work on their own sort of happiness and what makes them happy. So like I would go to the point of making a list of everything that like makes me happy. And then I would try to pick one thing off of that list and do it every day. Now all those things can like tie to life goals. Like for me, it would be like, like working out is something that I makes me happy. So obviously that sort of fits into my whole thing, right? Like making these videos make me happy because I'm trying to help other people. So they can be tied to new goals in life that will help you sort of keep moving forward. Um, So I guess one thing is like when something happens, you realize that it's happening for a reason, no matter how hard you work towards it, because you did put in work and you have become a better person for it. And then try to think of something that makes you happy, that's going to help you sort of move towards, sorry, my wording's all screwed up right now. Think of something that's going to make you happy, that's also going to help you towards your goals. And then just keep moving forward. Again, like you might not see the lesson yet due to sort of the emotion versus logic, but it's there and you will figure it out. But to keep moving in a forward motion versus taking that sort of victim mentality of like, why is this happening to me, is going to be way more, that's going to be more fulfilling. It's going to be more fulfilling to move in a forward direction than it is to take that victim mentality. So I hope that all makes sense. I know I kind of talk in circles at times. Again, if you're liking these videos, and you don't mind liking them and sharing them, it's going to help me out. And it's going to help other people out. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a good night.